Folks, the hits just keep on hitting. I am Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR. This is an article from, of all places, Polygon. Wow. They're biting the hand that feeds them. Hasbro sued an investor sued for allegedly lying about overpurchased inventory after pandemic demand. Hasbro allegedly misrepresented and concealed the extent of its inventory buildup. This article is from the 14th, so it's just under a week ago. But then again, it's Polygon. Who's actually reading Polygon? A self-described investor rights law firm filed a lawsuit Wednesday alleging that Hasbro, the tabletop gaming and toy company, misrepresented its excessive inventory to investors. Wow, that's something the firm says it's a violation of federal security laws. Polygon reached out to Hasbro for comment, has yet to hear back. You will not hear back. Don't hold your breath. Bernstein, Litowitz, Berger, and Grossman. This makes me think of a line from All in the Family when Archie throws it out about the law firm that's going to be representing him. And if you don't know the reference, so be it. Filed a complaint in a New York court on behalf of the West Palm Beach Firefighters Pension Fund, asking the court to grant the case class action lawsuit, meaning other investors and stock purchasers can participate. These can become potentially huge payouts for the law firm running it, of course. That's the whole point of this. Hasbro, like other gaming companies, saw a boost in interest and sales during the pandemic, 2020, when people were looking for things to do in their homes. Games were an obvious choice. The lawsuit alleges Hasbro purchased inventory to meet that demand, but ended up buying too much. Hasbro allegedly told investors the high purchasing was necessary to mitigate supply chain risk and meet consumer demand ahead of the 2022 holiday season, according to the lawsuit. Now, admittedly, a lot of businesses during the pandemic were having to essentially gamble as to what demand was and what supplies were going to be. And it could be that Hasbro made a bad choice. When that inventory sat, Hasbro said the stock reflected outstanding and anticipated demand and not a decreased demand. The lawsuit alleges Hasbro was intentionally misleading investors and knew it overpurchased inventory to an extent that significantly outpaced consumer demand. Well, part of the reason I think they are no longer distributing their books through normal channels is this way you don't know what their sales numbers are. It's hard to guesstimate. You got to believe what they tell you. The timeline makes sense. 2022 is when the world started opening up more broadly, and people were eager to get out of their houses. Hasbro announced in 2023, in a preview of its 2022 financial report, that revenue was down due to poor sales in the toy market. To mitigate its loss, or that loss, it laid off 15% of its staff, approximately 1,000 people. Despite that, Hasbro allegedly continued to tell investors that it didn't have an inventory problem. Why the pivot, especially for the Watty division, from physical books to leaning heavily in the digital VTT D&D Beyond direction? Because unsold inventory is an albatross on the neck of a company. You're paying for storage. If you got to move it, you got to pay to move it. And if it's not selling, it's losing your money. So, um, in October of 2023, an investor asked about Hasbro stock, to which Hasbro's chief operating officer, Gina Goethe, said Hasbro is spending $50 million to move and market inventory, and as an obsolescence cost, which is corporate speak for outdated, devalued inventory. Well, that's why you have places like Overstock. That's why certain stuff was being sold at what, 20 cents on the dollar or less at some of these discount stores. That was earlier in the year, right? Wow. Again, why do you sell things off at a loss? Because you're losing money just keeping it. That's really what it comes down to. Because of this, especially the October 2023 financial disclosures, stock prices declined and inventory lost money, the lawsuit alleges, to the tune of a loss of $831 million in shareholder value. The stock value Hasbro previously had, according to the lawsuit's claim, was due to inflated prices due to the lack of disclosures. That's rough. I'm not saying any of this is true, but these are certainly not fun accusations. The lawsuit states that Hasbro stock is owned by hundreds or thousands of investors who would be impacted. The law firm is asking the court for damages due to the alleged violation of the Exchange and Securities Act, which requires publicly traded companies to be honest and transparent to its shareholders. In its most recent earnings report filed on October 24th, Hasbro reported a 15% decline in revenue. Its inventory, according to the report, was down 39% over the last year's third quarter. Hasbro expects the company to be down 14% overall in 2024. So, folks, there's a bit more to this than meets the eye. Like, as a gamer, I'm like, okay, but as a gamer, I'm also going, yeah, we all knew that bubble was going to burst. So many companies thought that the bubble from the pandemic that they were seeing was going to last forever. They if you're playing cards, they went all in on a hand that was not all in. It looked good, but it wasn't as good as they thought. Tell me what you think. And do you think that this is going to cause further problems for Hasbro overall, WotC in specific? And is this going to spur even greater migration to the digital marketplace for WotC at least? Give me your thoughts. Like, subscribe. There's links in the bottom of the screen if you want to help this channel. There are affiliate links. You get some good stuff. Other than that, folks, be safe, be well, God bless. Roll those eyes, roll them well. I'll be back again tomorrow with a live stream. I'll catch you then. God bless.